The next session, the topic is about sustainable agro-industrial waste valorization for climate resilience by Associate Professor Dr. Amro Babiker Hassan Eltayeb from King Saud University, Saudi Arabia. This session will be led by our moderator, a lecturer from Faculty of Agricultural Technology, Dr. Andika Sider. And let me introduce the moderator by reading her CV for you. Dr. Andika Sidar is a lecturer in the Department of Food and Agricultural Product Technology, UGM, specializing in biotechnology and food microbiology. She earned his doctoral degree from Leiden University in the Netherlands. Her publications focus on enzyme engineering and bioconversion, including studies on Aspergillus and Streptomyces enzymes for lignocellulose application. Through her work, she contributes to advancing biotechnology and sustainable bioprocessing strategy. Don't wait any longer, Dr. Sida Andika Sida, the time is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone who are joining us today, and also those who are joining us online. And also, good afternoon, Professor Amro. Yeah, I will be your moderator today. And good afternoon also to Prof. Anggoro, who might also joining us today via Zoom online. Thank you for connecting us with Prof. Amro. Well, it's a great pleasure for me to welcome you all, the participants who are joining us today, both online and offline here. And I hope this session will be engageful for everyone. Okay, it is now my great honor to introduce our distinguished speaker, Professor Dr. Amro Babiker Hassan. Professor Amro is currently a professor in King Saud University in Saudi Arabia. He earned his PhD in agricultural science from George August University, Göttingen, Germany. So today he will share his insight on sustainable agro-industrial waste valorization and its role in enhancing climate resilience. Yeah. So in this session, for your information to all the participants and also to Prof. Amro, we will have approximately 55 minutes for the presentation and then followed by 20 minutes for discussion and question and answer. Yeah. So therefore, we will be joined by Prof. Amro until 2:15 p.m. of Indonesian time. Okay, now Prof. Amro, the time is yours.
Hello, everybody. I hope that you can hear me well. Is it clear now?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so
Yes,
much
we
for
can hear you.
giving. Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to discuss with you this hot topic about the agro-industrial valorization of the waste material in our food processing manufacturing. Also, I would like to thank my colleague, Professor Dr. Angro. And although we haven't seen a long time ago, maybe 14 years ago, we are meeting in Göttingen, but we are still in connection, and that's thank God. And also, I would like to apologize that I cannot do all the time for 2 hours because now it is will be uh, not fit with the Juma break time here in Saudi Arabia. But now, yes, I hope that we can discuss more about this hot topic today and yeah, show you some uh, part of our research that relate to these topics. Okay, now I will, I don't know. Okay. Yes. Uh, Today, I would like to discuss about with you some of this topic about the sustainability of agro-industrial waste and how we can valorize this waste into our food application and also food manufacturing. And also this one of the goals of the SDG, which you have to be achieved. We have to be achieved this because and covering these topics or this part of in the industrial waste or agro waste industry, we can meet some points or many points in the list of the SDG, particularly the point number 2, zero hunger. Yes, and also we have we can relate a lot of we can relate this topic to a lot of topic points in the list of the SDGs. Yes, next, please. So yes, so firstly, we have to discuss or to know or to define what's the problem with the waste material and waste food particularly, because I'm coming from the agriculture background and also in the field of food science. I was concentrated mainly on the agro-industrial waste or agricultural waste that related to this topic. You have to define what's the problem and yes, and then what's the solutions for this problem? How to manage the solution to manage this waste into benefit or good practice and how to get benefit in the food industry and also for human nutrition or animal nutrition or any health there. So also we can do this by several technology. I'm not when we talk about technology, we go to the industrial technology, a big technology, but also we forget some about some traditional or domestic technology that can be we can get benefit from it to cover this or to valorize the waste into agro industry. And if this has a potential impact, yes, we can see how it can put as impact for us as a researcher or as a student or as the faculty members, and also it has impact on the community or not, because when we talk about some topics, we have to connect to our research, our results, our findings to community, how we can solve this, how to connect with the community, how to can transfer our knowledge to the community. Okay, next please. Yes, then we start with a problem with the food waste. Why food waste increasing? Yes, yeah, we are increasing the world now, and we are become more increasing now, and even in the next year. So our demand to eating food it become more, and also we need to have vast our or to increase our agricultural products. So yes, increasing our agricultural products. So we lost a lot of things that we can do in a perfect way. Even we have, for example, they increase the production of our any crop, rice, for example, for a lot of hectares. So we will use something that will lead well because we want to fit or to cover all the demand by us by people by population in the worldwide. So we have to do this. Another thing is increasing the waste inside the world. Not all belong to the agriculture, but the behavior or the feeding behavior of the human now is changed to another things. And I think also the globalization now uh, changing the behavior of people, even in Sudan, from where I come, in Saudi Arabia, also in Indonesia, they're changing behaviors of the feeding, and we have nutritional behaviors change. So we try to do another things. We will see later what I can, by this point, we can discuss in the next slides. Next, please. Yes. Yeah, even for the forecasting for the increasing the agro waste or agro-industrial waste, it's different from region to region. Yeah. And also now we can see, and also even until 20 years coming, in the next coming 20 years, it will be increased more and more and more. This is expected. Why it's expected? Because I said, in my opinion, this may be belong to the change in the behaviors of feeding of our nutrition, and also increasing the industrial application also can increase this waste in future. And if you can see here from the map, global map, the highest one belong to the most of the industrial countries in the world. And somewhere, some like USA or something like that, if you in Europe also. And also if we look to some countries that merely depend on their own food, traditional food, they are have less waste materials. So we can think about this. Why they do this, and why? So maybe they not change their behavior and something like that. And fortunately, maybe Indonesia, I don't know where the map is exactly, but maybe it has a less uh, agro waste, and also Sudan also had a less agro waste during in this world. Fortunately, maybe because of some behavior that we can do according to the traditional food that we take a lot, and how we can get benefit from the agricultural products that we eat and what that we produce. So next, please. So if we can go, or if we have to, firstly, if you want to define or to valorize some food materials or some industrial materials into food, or how to evaluate it, we have to firstly to screen from where come this waste. It come from two ways, like agricultural residue, and some come from the food processing waste after processing of food that you can get this waste. So it can come from the crop residues, like leaves, steam, and some seeds also. We can mainly concentrate on seeds because most of human not eat seeds of food. Seeds will not be, it will be through way. And also the processed residue. For example, if we want from rice, we have this husk, and also we have some roots they cannot eat. From the industry, from the food processing, we can also found that most of the waste come after process. From fruit and vegetable, we can find this skin shells, and also the peels. For example, peels of orange, peels of limes, not eaten by human. So it will be through. And edible waste, edible oil waste. After oil processing, we have a lot of waste. Even after cooking, we have this edible waste of oil. And also some of the waste come from the animals. So we cannot say this animal not belong to us because it merely come from the household animals that we have used at home. For example, or the small farmers, we have the feather of chicken or something like that, or some birds, and also egg waste. Also, it can be well belong to the agro waste industry. Okay, next, please. So, for example, we have two terminology we have to concentrate on or focus on: the food loss and food waste. Are different terminology? Yes, they are different. Mainly for the food loss means that the loss of the food before reach consumer. So during the production in the field, also handling, harvesting, storage, then it will be belong to the food loss. When the waste of food happen when the waste of food happen after we reach the consumer. With this cannot be feed with a human, so they waste it. Also, so that means that the food loss occur during the production, post-harvest handling, and processing of food, and also to distribution. But the food waste happen when after we consume, we have the rest of the food we consume, and we throw it away. This will be the term of the food waste. But both of them, in my opinion, they are the waste. So that waste of food that we can use and overlies in the industry. So here we have here if we compare the loss happened in the food during the processing, we found that during the processing, packaging, and storage, the most of the food were lost. It had 50%, and also during the transportation, something like that. And for the food waste, it happened, yes, not during the preparation, even storage, a little bit less, but the loss of the waste of food happened during to the because due to the human activity like eating in restaurants and yes and doing fast food. That's why I said most of the countries that depend or the mainly on the eating behavior depend on the fast food or the ready to eat food that they have most loss than home prepared food. That's why I think in the most of the developed countries, they are now because they depend mainly on so many countries depend on the eating behavior, depend on particularly for the new generation, they depend on the fast food. So already eat food, they increase the loss of food percentage. So what our role here? How? Maybe I will say some point and then discuss later with the maybe in the late slide or last slide. We have to revive the indigenous knowledge of food. Maybe it will be a little bit strange. Yes, if we look to our old generation, for example, in Tunisia, we have traditional foods that prepare at home. These traditional food, before eating, before preparing, they have pre-treatment process, traditional process like fermentation, germination, something like that. So we can use it to increase. They are more delicious, more. So we have to transfer this knowledge to the generation to reduce uh, this uh, this percentage of 50% to less. Next, please. Yeah. So now it has been known that around 1/3 of the waste of the food are waste now during in the global. 1/3 of the food is waste. And this belongs to the more than 1.3 billion or 2 billion tons. Foods are waste annually. And this means that's a lot of money that we can use. And the most of the waste are come from fruit and vegetables, and some also cereal production during production of cereal or pasta or something like that. It happened also, and this amount of loss has not only the loss of food, no, but we have affect the environment. We have to infect we increase the landfill, we increase the we have the problem. We can do it can be related to some diseases, so anything, any pollution, anything you can be, and also it increase the greenhouse gas emission, which are also increase in global warming, something like that. And I think this is a big problem come from food, and the problem not now. This percentage is fixed. No, maybe in the next 20 years it will be increased or be double like this. So that means the amount of food waste will be increased. The environmental problem are also increased, expand. We have a lot of problem, we have a lot of disease come, and also we have changing in the climate change because of the increasing of the gas emissions. So we will not know, but you have to avoid. We have to do something to reduce this percent of loss. Next, please. Is there any solution to do this? Yes. Most of the scientists or the industrial section said, yes, we can polarize the waste of the agricultural product in food processing to reduce this amount of the waste. We have to do it like how this agro-food waste, we can use it as byproducts. We can use it as byproducts to have more sustainable resource for food. We can use it for to increase the amount of mineral on food, to increase the antioxidant of food, to extend the shelf life of food process of meal, I mean processed food during adding these valuable or byproducts material. But before we have to do this, we have first to define the waste, the food waste, before valorization and then valorized. You have how we can define it. Maybe we have to sort, we have to screen, and then we have to sort it according to what, to in which field we can valorize this. For example, we can find food or waste food rich in antioxidants. That's good. We can find food rich in waste of food rich in minerals, which is good. And also we can find waste food rich in fiber, so we can add it as a fiber source, antioxidant source, and we have to categorize this waste firstly, and then we have to check the biochemical composition of the waste of food. And yes, how we can, and then we have to explain polarization technology, which technology we can add, how we can add this food as extracts, as raw material, and yes, is it need to be pre-treatment or not? And then yes, is it has, if we do this and if we valorize and add it, is it have environmental enhancement, nutritional enhancement, and how it will impact on the economics. It's good or not? Yes, maybe it's good. It can be as a free source or low cost source or sustainable sources of this. And then we have to link it to the sustainable development goals. We have to link this, for example, this increasing the amount of food products produce food. So this can be fit with number 2, zero hunger, or sometimes it can be for like in number 12, we have sustainable, or number 2 or 13, climate, related to the climate, something like that. So we have to relate each one with the SDG goals. Next, please. So we have this the composition of food waste, so we can say high biological value of the waste materials, so we can have high valorization potential. It has, so we can simply make a different or categorize the waste food or waste material, uh, agricultural material, to rich in carbohydrates. Some of them are rich in protein, some of them are rich in lipids, and also bioactive compounds. And most of people now thinking about the bioactive compounds like phenol, carotenoids, and antioxidants in the waste material, because it has another things. If we add it to this waste material to or extract the finally biological compound or bioactive compound, so it will has another things. It has other, it will increase the nutrition value, but also it has another acts. For example, it can enhance the storability or extend the shelf life of produced food. So we have this valorization chain knowledge. We have valorization can prevent. We have the prevention, prevent it from the loss of food, and also it can make a redistribution. We can, after we categorize the waste, we can make it to distribute in different industry. It has also energy recovery because we have recycling for the behavior. We have this recycling can be into food or something like that, into feed animals, which is good. We can eat it like we can add for example, for chicken, for sheep, for something like that. We have a feed reaching it, and then we can take it in indirect way. And also we can do it in industrial valorizations, not only in food, in other industry sectors. Okay, next. So as I mentioned before we use the waste food in the industry, it would be better if we get pre-treated to agricultural waste, because it's a waste. We have to pre-treat it. Pre-treatment, that means more hygiene and also enhancing the nutritive value of this. Also, not only the nutritive value, by enhancing the bioavailability of the target material that we need. And some of these belong to the biological valorization. We can use some process or different processing like fermentation and also some enzymatic processing. We can use it before apply food waste in the food industry or add it as byproducts. Why? Because fermentations, it has a lot of benefit, like producing organic acids and enzymes, and enhancing the enzymes activity or enhancing the acting of the enzyme. Also, enzymes can adding an enzymatic process so that we can make it hydrolysis, enzyme increase the hydrolysis of bioactive compounds of these peptides or this binding material or binding bonds can be enhanced by adding some enzymatics or applying some enzymatic processing before we add the wasted food or the materials that produce from the wasted food to the industry. And also we can use bioprocessing. And I mentioned here germination. Why germination? Because I mainly focus on our traditional, our symbol, our household um, food processing. And germination can enhance the phenolic compound and also antioxidant activity. And it also related not only to increase the nutritive value, also it has antimicrobial activity also increase it. Also, we can use physical technology or innovative technology in the food processing, like application of ultrasonic, some of microwave processing, extrusion. So this has impact. These are another things. It can be used as hygienic processing, and also it has can be, although it's expensive, but are not applied till yet in food industry, but it has more benefit. It has a lot of benefits. So it can enhance the cell disruptions. So it can increase the extractability of of target bioactive compounds, for example, or active protein or target protein we need it. Also, it can extend the shelf life and also enhancing some of the functional properties of the product, because this physical technology not it cannot affect, not too much, but cannot affect the content of the food. For example, so it cannot affect the content of protein, cannot affect the content of fiber, the lipids in food, but however it can increase or enhance, maybe, or decrease, we don't know, isn't it? The functional or the properties of this, for example, the protein functionality, water holding capacity, or something like that can be affected by this ultrasonic or microwave processing. And we have also another technology you can apply. And some people now start to use ultraviolet technology. And some researcher also suggest use gamma radiation, although it is somehow not no, we cannot not say, but there's a field from to use this technology in food. But most of people now concentrate or focus on this as we ultrasonic ultrasound extraction assistant for for the antioxidant and microwave to apply into to get more in applying in food industry. Next, please. So polarization of food waste, it has several benefits. For example, or it can be used as for food application. Yes, it can be as a functional ingredients. For example, we can make food more that that enrich food with dietary fiber or natural antioxidants. It has also environmental benefits by using it will be used reduce the landfill waste, lower the methane emission. Also, it has economic benefits because value addition with the low cost materials and sustainable materials. So we can have a new products, we can develop new products, we can develop, uh, uh, for example, uh, any type of foods like yogurt, something like that, rich in So it has more benefit for the industrial section, and also these materials because it has a lot of bioactive compounds. I mean the adding the waste material from plant. Till now, most of them had most of the, for example, the seeds, the peels, the husk. They found they are rich in the bioactive compounds, so they can be related to the health and nutrition because adding these products or adding these byproducts can develop functional food and antioxidant ingredients. Also, this has a potential disease prevention. So, yes, we have food to food valorization. The approach is we can use it as functional food ingredients, produce functional foods, and we can apply in several ways. You can apply most of the applying of these waste materials can be in the bakery industry or for example, for producing functional beverage, their products, and some now they start to add it to the meat products also, like to have more functional foods. Next, please. So, so this diagram shows the systemic of the food waste valorization in the processing, production, and applications. Uh, we have the food waste or the agro-food waste. So we have first to sort it, and then after sorting, we have to make thermal treatment or thermal hygienics, and then make it categorize according to its compositions, and also we can use it as we can add here stage in this stage we can add the pre-treatment that enhance the target uh, materials that we need. And so we have then we can add these byproducts or not only in food waste and in food industry, but also in different industries. So we can use this for the cosmetics. Sometimes some people use it as uh, for soil fertilizers, biomedicals applications. Sometimes it has an electronics, but fluorize food waste into the industry. It has economic impact, social impact, and also environmental impact for the human or for the global as well. Okay, next, please. So now we come to the application of this waste material, of how to valorize and why we want to valorize the food, the waste food into industry. I will talk here about biofortifications. Why biofortification? Why it's important and why we need it. So now we have the waste materials. These materials are rich. We categorize this rich in protein, this rich in antioxidants, this in bioactive compounds, this rich in carotenes, this rich in vitamins, this rich in fiber. So we have categorized. What else? We have to do fortification, biofortification. And why biofortification? Because now the most of the global that or I will talk about the developing country has a problem with the lack of some essential compound in food. For example, we saw we have to enhance, to increase, to promote the health compound contained in our food. For example, we have the cereals like rice, wheat, have a problem with yes, some amino acids, iron, zinc, and also vitamin E. But this part also it has a high protein content, but it has also problem some essential micro uh, nutrients like ions, zinc, and by using biofortification, not only we need to increase the content of the less material, we have also to increase the bioavailability to see is it the bioavailability is more or not for him. So that's why we need more research from the scientists to do experiment and how we can utilize this material in the biofortified for example, cereal product or pulses products or other product, that we can increase the bioavailability of the displaced materials. Next, please. So biofortification has most benefits like health impacts because increasing the micronutrients deficiency as a problem with the human. So it will enhance it to also it increasing, for example, iron availability in our food. So it has linked directly to the health. So by adding biofortified or fortified food to our eating behavior or nutrient behavior, so we can avoid these deficiencies in these new micronutrients. And this it has only related to the economic impact. It has economic consequence impact because we are fit, the human are fit, so more production, more activity. So, and also it has some sustainability challenges because traditional supplementing of these materials and adding, for example, legumes, pulses with cereals, adding rich food with not rich food, so it will be in traditional way. It will be more sustainable for us and also for the limited, not to avoid limited sources of these products. Next, please. So as we have fortification of food has a nutritional benefit, nutritional maintenance benefits. So we can supplement or provide with micronutrient intakes, and also its cost effectiveness is offering sustainable benefit to the modest cost. It has a naturally, because it come from the natural sources, we can be as a natural resource without any cost, and can provide micronutrients in properties close to this offered by health well balanced diet. And also it's a wide reach. It can be for everyone, can use it at home, homehold, and household application. Also with the people in this very low cost, and also it can improve nutrition for large population, both poor and wealthy peoples. Okay, next please. So now the commonly fortified foods like belong to the cereals and grains and also dairy products, and yes, some fat and oils that can be rich in vitamins, and also the cereals mainly we focus on the cover the deficiency with the ions because it's the most problem with the human health, and also dietary fiber can be added to the yogurt, to the any of the dairy products. Next, please. So, is there any challenges to add the waste material into food, to valorize it into food industry? I was taking some because most of the waste now are found from plant backgrounds, and it belong to the seeds. The seeds of food now are the most one adding values to the food industry. And the problem is the waste wheat has a lot of anti-nutrition factors like phytic acid, tannins, and also trypsin inhibitor, something like that. So these anti-nutritional factors reduce overall nutritional value, inhibit nutrition absorption. For example, phytic acid inhibits the absorption of minerals, particularly micronutrients, minerals. So it can limit the direct application in food products. That's why we need pre-treatment or pre-processing. Fortunately, most of processing now, they are talk about not only in the developing country, even in the developed country, they think about application of sprouting or germination to the seeds before adding as byproducts to the food to process before processing of food. So it can be these processing like fermentation and germination are now used to reduce this anti-nutritional factor, particularly in seeds, not only in the seeds, or even also for the cereal products, cereal grains also they add it, or spice products. Now they start to use it, to use sprout food before adding it to the processing or eating directly. For example, some of legumes are now sprout before selling or before adding to fortify food. Next, please. So, so this here I will talk about the biological process technology in food waste polarization. I would we have previously we categorized into low cost and innovative technology. I will talk about low energy sustainable technology. I divided it here into three categories as fermentation, enzymatic hydrolysis, or germination. Maybe enzymatic hydrolysis also can belong to both for fermentation and also germination. So we can use it like this because in fermentation, microbes increase at more microbes used in fermentation increase the activity of the enzymes, so it can produce more organic acid. Probiotics and also increase the enzymes activity. In the increases the enzyme activity in food before treated can enhance bioactive peptides and also increase the soluble fibers. By using germinations, we can reduce the anti-nutritional factor, also enhance the digestibility of most of the nutrients in food, either micro or macronutrients. So, is it has advantage? Yes. It's a low energy input, no cost, high specificity. We can use it for, yes, we need, you can use germination, yes, we to reduce the anti-nutritional factors. If we need more, apply this food. For example, we can use fermentation process to increase the probiotics or to increase the enzymes activity. And also it has a minimal environmental impact by using this processing because I think no gas emission from fermentation or germination, like using different technology, and we can not we don't need to use a lot of energy, electric energy, so for processing germination and fermentation as well. Next, please. So I will start with the fermentation. It's a microbial process where microorganisms cover sustainable substrate into singular compound or bioactive metabolysis. It can be, and we have a lot of types of fermentation, but we concentrate on two types: solid state fermentations with a low moisture content, and also natural fermentation. It has a mechanism. What is the mechanism? So microbiological enzymes degrades during the fermentation. So, for example, it can decrease the polysaccharides to a single sugars. We have a lot of sugars here, or proteins can be degrade the peptides bonds among the amino acids. So we have three amino acids, which will be more nutrients. And yes, by fermentation, we can produce organic acid like lactic acids, some enzymes, and bioactive metabolites. What's the functional effect of fermentation in foods? Increase the antioxidant activity, increase the bioavailability of nutrients, and also, to some extent, decrease the anti-nutritional factor like phytosteins in food. Next, please. I will show you some of experiments that I did in the last years. This here is it had name Zizipus spine crista. I don't know whether it's known in Indonesia or not, but this is a wild fruit, not normal fruit. It's a wild fruit from in some tropical uh, area. It's rich in antioxidants and also in carotenoids, sugars, a lot of things that's found. And we use the seeds here. These seeds are waste food, waste, throw away. No one use it. Although it now it rich, some research that found it rich in oil, so they start using it as oil resource, but yeah, still under research. So for us, we use this. You see a natural fermentation. We have the seeds make fermentation naturally. Natural fermentation, we use it. The fermentation will done for 6, 12, or 24 and 25, 48 hours. So we found that by increasing the fermentation time, we get more or most of the uh, phytochemical compounds and antioxidant activity of these seeds will increase, and also the carotenoids increase. The fiber content also increase, and we have found here the content was the highest tannic content. We found it mostly with the control samples with 0 day with 0 hours fermentation. As this, we can conclude that here fermentation processing increase the nutritive value, like vitamin C, antioxidant activity, phenolic compounds, some bioactive compounds, even fiber, zinc, ions. We found this higher in this fermentation by increasing the time to 48 hours. So I show this to you to explain how fermentation can be used before polarized. Then we say that yes, we can use 48 hours fermentation of the seeds. We have values. We have these seeds or this flour from the fermented seeds with high. We can add it to increase the nutritive value in term of antioxidant or bioactive compound to fortify food. Like you can we can add it as extract to dairy products or add it directly to bread, cereal products, and at whatever we need to do. Next, please. Here we have another experiment with the fermentation. We use solid state fermentation. Using solid state fermentation with a low moisture content of food. For example, we use orange peel. We add two strains from lactic acid bacteria, Lactobacillus casei, Lactobacillus platinum. We add it to the orange peel, and yes, ferment it until 5 days. And then we check the bioactive compounds, antioxidant activity, and also the biological compound. Because previously we did screen. We say that orange has a high orange peel, and orange during orange peel between orange peel and orange seeds, and also the pulp that come after squeeze the orange. We found the peels has the most has the highest not anti-nutrition, antioxidant activity, highest bioactive compound. So that we said we concentrate on pills, and then we start with the fermentation. Natural fermentation, we don't get results, so we start with a solid state fermentation with these two uh, strains of lactic acid bacteria, and for several time until 5 days. So we found that the most valid one, as the most valid processing by using PLS validation model. With a PLS, we use a regression model. We found that using applying lactobacillus casei for 3 days fermentation, we had the most uh, phenolic compound, highest phenolic compound, higher antioxidant activity of this orange peel. Next, please. So, what's the benefit of fermentation? Yes, enhance the bioavailability of nutrients, increase the digestibility, and enhance the nutritive value of food in terms of our food.
Excuse me, Professor.
Yeah.
Just a quick reminder, we still have 5 minutes left for the presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Next, please. So, for the germination technology or sprouting technology, so it have a lot of biological during germination of food or waste material or seeds or something like that. We have a lot of biological mechanism enhancing the enzymatic activity, and also during germination or sprouting, it increase uh, some pounds phenolic and vitamins. So by fermentation, it can increase the antioxidant capacity, mineral bioavailability, improve the functional properties like water holding capacity or some rheological properties. Next, please. So we use it, we germinate it seed to get several activity of, because now date seed now it's not used in our area for anyone, just for cultivation. We use it for germinated and see how germination is could be benefit to the as food ingredient. Germinated date seed. Next, please. Yes, here I will show you. We use germinated date seed, germinated seed, and then add it to wheat flour and then see which percentage can be used according to the functional, techno-functional properties of food and how it can increase bioactive compounds in bread and pasta. And yes, in couscous, this is a traditional Tunisian uh, food. And also in cookies, we added to the cookies. We found that it increases some of the techno-functional properties of produced food, and also the pasta, couscous, and cookies, even the bread, high content of antioxidants, and also it's high content in fiber. And also we found it is good in it enhance the shelf life of the bread by effect texture also profiling. So, but we have still work to valorize or to optimize adding a percentage of this waste food or this waste germinated dead seed to produce to enhance the properties of the final products. Okay, next. So by adding this processed food or adding this fortification of food with wasted materials, it has impact on the social impact. It has not only increased the nutritive value, it also can be related to the social impact. So we can address and hidden hunger during the product, because with a high nutrient food, uh, it can be like sustainable food system. It has economical opportunities, because we use apply food, waste food like date seeds in application. Also can be related to the food security by increasing the food production or the most nutrient food. Next, please. Now time is running. Sorry. And so also we look for the how to transfer the knowledge. Yes, for researcher or so for the community. For us, we need more to know about uh, how to add it to do in the term of food processing protocols, and how to connect this with our perspective to have and also it can be opportunity to have exchange scientific knowledge between the scientists. For example, I did this in Tunisian with a Tunisian researcher, and also in Sudan and also in Saudi Arabia. And also, yes, this lead to most international research partnerships. But for the community, can empower local community to practice training, knowledge transfer, and community agreement, engagement, and also raise awareness of among stakeholder or sustainable food system. We can empower women and food security through workshop and farming, school farming, to increase their knowledge and how to transfer our, because we did all this in the lab, we have to transfer it to the community.
I'm sorry,
Next, please.
Doctor. I'm sorry. The time
Hmm?
is already almost end. So it is very interesting. So, but could you please to make it a little bit more quickly for around 1 minute?
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, please. So now we come to the quiz section. We have some quizzes to cover the time, because I cannot. I talk about indigenous food system, how it can be related to the knowledge. to processing knowledge in SDG in social. What the role of food research, for example, for you is to think about. I need your own. Think it is in your own approaches, how it can be related to the science or the technology, by in the term of improved quality of food, safety, sustainability, and energy value of food. Next, please. And also we have to think. I want to think to you that because in the first or second slides I talk about more people depend on the traditional food are more has a less food waste. Yeah, do you think about the food of former generation? Why? Yeah, if we look to our grandmother, grandfather, they are still happy with their foods and they're not say any palatability with the food. Our food, fast food, and they produce um, or their own traditional processing. So we have here this traditional food from Sudan. For example, we use fermentation and also use germination to produce germination of sorghum to produce this beverage. So it's more healthy and more previously. Think about your own, please, how it can be related to the SDG. Next, please. So, in your opinion, give an example to applying traditional processing to fortified processed food. If in as and how it can be added as food ingredients from your own food, and yes, how it can be as homemade and manufacturing food beverage, also like snacks and desserts. Also, I think yes. Next, I think now. Okay, thank you so much. I think that's all. I think I'm sorry for.
Thank you, Professor Amro, for very insightful and meaningful presentation. And now we continue with the discussion. So if anyone have a question, please share with us. Yeah. Okay.
Hello, doctor. My name is Mark. I'm from the Philippines. I'm just interested when you mentioned regarding food waste converted into feeds for animals. So just to let you know, I'm majoring animal science specifically for ruminants, cattle, livestock, animals like that. So I was just wondering, as we all know, one of the major or global issues is the food waste, and one of them is banana peels. It's actually ranked top 7 since 2022, and in connection to my future research, in converting banana peels into supplements for livestock animals. I just want to ask, and from your expertise and opinion, possibly, if ever, if it's feasible to use banana peels as a concentrate or food supplement for animals, and for us to and use that in reducing food waste globally. And if it's yes, what do you think are the challenges or barriers that could limit its large scale adaptability globally? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for this interesting. Yeah, banana peel now, yes, it's one of our target. Now we want to use it. We use it actually, but not for in small scales for adding value. We use as fortifying dairy products. For example, I will not talk about whole large scale, but a small scale. We produce yogurt from adding banana peel with my students here. We found that adding this extract or adding as a powder, it make the dairy or the yogurt more in carotenoids, in antioxidants. Uh, but for my opinion, for you, it's better to do because now banana peels it's a little bit high moisture content, so it can be the waste of this can be more affected by microbes. It will harm your animals. Please use it directly as food supplement. Please, I would suggest you to make some hygienic process like thermal process or dry it with using hot air and then make a little bit powder it and add it to the animal feed. So maybe you will get more benefit for this and avoid the hygienic or the other microbial effect. But also you can use fermentation also. After drying, you ferment it a little bit and then add it to the animals. It will be more benefit, I think. Because fermentation, as we tell you, increase the bioavailability of these nutrients, and also it has also is also had a can decrease the microbial effect of this.
Thank you,
Okay.
doctor, for your insights.
Maybe we still have time for one or two questions, probably, if anyone. Yeah. Okay, maybe the girl first after the boys and the girls. Can you please?
Okay, thank you very much. And thank you also for inspiring presentation, Doctor. My name is Nia. I'm from Universitas Gadjah Mada. I want to ask about your opinion. So in Indonesia, we have like food waste valorization. We call it using maggot. It's like black soldier fly, if you ever heard. And it is like I ever tried, and it's not really efficient because of the pro and cons. Like there is like a smell, bad smell, and also the pest. So what is it, your opinion about it? Like, is it efficient or not? So thank you very much.
Sorry, I have what's the name of the waste food?
It is like a black soldier fly. It is like a maggot to help decompose the food waste.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you use it to as a composite for the food waste, yeah?
Yeah, so
Not it's the main. It is not the main material.
it's like it's like a maggot. It's like before becoming a fly. Yeah, larva. It's like a larva to eat the food
Okay.
waste. Yeah. So it is not really efficient because larva itself it just only eat not really like real food waste, like for example household food waste is like for example the food waste from fruits or vegetables. So it's not uh the real solution for food waste itself. So what do you think about it?
Okay, so you meet this for example, I will name it larva. You add larva to make fermentation process here. Yeah,
Yeah,
as I
yeah.
understand.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Why you didn't use it for if he has had a bad effect, for example, smiles not good, and you use this food for only for add value to the food. So you can use it natural fermentation, it's better, not by adding this larva. Or you can use it larva for another application. For example, adding as a biofertilizer for soils is this way. But if you use it as food, you have to, I think, dry it first and then add, make or ferment it with this larva. Maybe it will be reduce the bad smell. Another solution also, if you have a grandmother or grandfather, ask them about their own traditional way to use it in the past. How can use it? Maybe they have another solution we don't know. They can transfer. We have to link, or we have to revive the indigenous knowledge of this process of this treatment with the other with the previous generation. This is my opinion. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So I think we still have time for one last question. Yeah. Okay.
Hello, doctor. I'm Kenneth from the Philippines. I'd like to ask, um, for an elaboration on the sprouting technology, what method or techniques were used to germinate the seeds or grains? Does it germinate faster, or is it just a normal germination rate? or was it just used for the technique in valorization?
Okay. Normally germination, we use it we can because we germinate plant seeds. We have to think about the behavior of the physiology of the seeds, how it can be germinated. We have to control the condition. We have to get more the higher germination rate, and also we can get more benefit from the germinated seed. For example, we germinate dead seeds. Dead seed, if we want to cultivate it in the fields, we need it in a very hot condition with a high humidity. So we have to make the condition in the lab or in the room with a very humid, and also we have to increase the temperature. Because during our experience, we found that if you germinate it at room temperature, that we have 50% germination rate. When we increase the temperature and also the relative humidity, we get more than 70% germination rate. For example, if you want to use it at home, we can just make it like natural seeds, adding water. But before that, we have to clean it well to reduce the microbial loads because and cover. Because during covering, you will increase the humidity. Increasing the humidity, we can increase the microbial activity. Just better to reduce it before wash, clean, and then keep the seeds, cover it, and then add water. So also depends on the type of the seeds. For example, cereal grains, it needs all the 3 or 4 days maximum. It will be a very high germinated seeds, but germination process can be start from the first day also.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor. I think we are approaching the end of the session. So I would like to express our very gratitude to your sharing. It was very valuable and also meaningful. So we hope that this session has provided very insightful on various agro-industrial ways and knowledge on how they can be converted into a wide range of valuable added valuable products. Yeah, that is very useful, and also as a way to tackle a climate change effect. So thank you, Professor. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
So I hope everyone have a good day. So yeah, I think this session is, we can close this session. Yeah, I will give time to the Master of Ceremony.
Okay, thank you so much to Association Professor Dr. Amro for being an insightful lecturer about sustainable agro-industrial waste valorization for climate resilience. We would like to give the appreciation certificate that will be given symbolized by our moderator. And also, we would like to thank Dr. Andika Sidar, MBOTech, who led the discussion before, and the certificate of appreciation will be given by the chairman of Short Course 2026 program, Dr. Rizky Maftuhah. Tunggu sebentar ya. With the session of appreciation certificate already implemented, then the third material of the short course has ended. For operators, you may stop the